Hi everyone, welcome back. We are here with Michael Van Gerwen again, and we are going to run through some of your World Championship highs and lows in the build-up towards Ali Pali as it's on the horizon. First World Championship, 2007 at the Lakeside. Can you still remember it?
Yeah, I can still remember. I was, lovely, the favourite with the Monkeys. And I lost first round to Gary Robson, 3-2 in sets. He was an okay game, both around 1992 average, and I lost that game. He smashed me, and I was home really quickly.
Just what was it like playing at the Lakeside? Because
weird, because I should have played the year before, but at that time, who was the boss at that time?
Ollie Croft.
Ollie Croft, yeah, he would let me play the Wimmer, he wouldn't let me play the Lakeside, and that was a bit annoying for me. Because I qualified the year before as well. But yeah, unfortunately, things like that happens. Happens. You can't do anything against it. It's above your power. If someone decides not let you play because you're underage, then what can you do?
2008, first PDC World Championship. Can you remember that one as well?
Yeah, lovely. You have to beat Phil Taylor. Yeah, lovely. No, I lost to Phil, and I had double 12, then 2 darts for double to the 2 or 3 darts or double 4 to hold my own throw, and then the last leg he had a phenomenal leg. But you could see how much it meant that year when he beat me, how he was jumping over the stage, and that gives me a lot of credit because that means he was really happy to beat me.
I say back then he was at the top of his game and you were only just starting the journey back then. But was that when the rivalry almost started? Is that when you wanted to get to him?
Maybe it wasn't his best tournament, to be fair, because he lost to Wayne Mardell that year.
He did.
And he could have lost to Marco Walsh, I reckon. That's things like that I can remember. I can't remember a lot, but that I remember. And that was a bit fortunate because it was my first PDC title, but it was also when I come into Alexandra Palace for the first time and I looked at stage, it was like, wow. Was this like heaven compared to Lakeside?
Can you still remember walking into Alexandra Palace for the first time, the biggest guesting stage you played on to date in terms of the size of the place?
Yeah, because I was the first time I got at Alexandra Palace. I came there the day before just to see the venue. I was walking over the stage and there's no ending. It's like bigger than my garden, the stage long. Do you know what I mean? It was huge. And I thought, wow, I'm allowed to play on this stage. It really meant a lot to me.
From there, going to skip to 2013, but before we get to the final, we're going to the semi-final against James Wade. Is that arguably the best spell of televised darts you've ever played, where the 17 perfect? Yeah, the 17 perfect, and if you counted the few darts in the previous leg towards it, I have something like 21, 22 perfect darts. I think that was good, phenomenal, but I think overall I played well. Also, the great game against Adrian Lewis the game before, and I think the total tournament was phenomenal for me because I had a big run because I learned against a lot of good players, and I managed to get to the final. When you let go for the double 12 on the last one, did you think it was in when it left your hand, or did you know it had fallen? I didn't know. I can't really remember, to be fair, because I'm really bad for him. If you ask me now who I've been playing last year in the World Championship, I can't even remember. You know what I mean? Because I always say that's past. You have to look in front of you. And then onto the final against Phil. Missed opportunity to win your first world title a year earlier? Yep, I think so. It was a good game, and I think the game me and Phil in the final was good for darts, something new, and you only can blame yourself for things like that. You know what I mean? You was playing Phil, of course. To play against the name Phil Taylor only was already difficult, but then he's also really, really annoying good dart player, and you have to play against that, and that's not easy. Again, I think you were 4-3 up, and he took out. I think it was a 1-4-1. I was 4-2 up, and I had darts to make it 5-2 in sets, but I didn't. Going back 2014, obviously you must have learned a lot from that defeat. Going into the final, you were the heavy favourite against Peter Wright, weren't you? I was the heavy favourite, and I also took the lead early on in the game, but I nearly let it slip away because I was thinking about that trophy, and I was thinking, this is mine, and that makes it only more difficult because
how more I was thinking that's mine, how further I was getting away. Do you know what I mean? It was tough, but it's a good lesson, and you learn from everything you do in darts. If you get a defeat, if you win the tournament or not, it's good for you. If you win and lose, I use it. I always look to the positives, and then you can use that for the next times, and that helped me a lot.
I think at 6-4, when you were trying to set up the shot, you went for a double 18 but went outside the board, and I just remember Wayne Ardle's commentary like, his head's gone, his head's gone. Can you remember that moment when Peter Wright was coming back at you?
No, I can't really remember it, to be fair.
So that final set, when the double on top went in, can you remember that moment of feeling that you were the world champion for the first time?
I can't really remember. I know it went in, but it was really tough because I worked for it really hard, and I had a good tournament, and I played well, and they put me under pressure everywhere. But also the people put me under pressure because I was favourite, and you only can lose at that moment, and then you need to make sure you keep everything together and make sure you win.
Again, what was it like, that Sid Waddell trophy? Because it is huge, isn't it?
Sid Waddell, phenomenal trophy. That's probably I think the nicest trophy there is, especially the looks of it. I love it. I love it.
2015, went back to defend your title, semi-final. It was a defeat to Gary Anderson. Did that one hurt?
Yeah, definitely. The year before, when I won the trophy, arguably probably my most difficult game in the tournament, and I won that one. And the year after, I definitely should have won, and I lost that one. So things like that, especially with Gary, happens. Things like that, you can't do anything against it. The only thing you make sure you keep reminding and put your feet back to the floor and make sure you're better the next year. And because the most important tournament, of course, of the year is the World Championship. And I know it's always, everyone says, yeah, there's the World Championship, but I like to be good all the tournaments, and that's not always easy, but I aim for it. 2016,
Raymond van Barneveld, one of the iconic games in World Championship darts. I know it didn't go your way, but when you look at the stats, are you still scratching your head how you lost that game? Because you outscored him, your average was higher, more 180s, better double percentage, yet somehow he managed to beat you 4-3.
Yeah, his finishing was phenomenal, I can remember that, and I was better at every point, but I still lost the game, and I was gutted about that because I think I was ready to win another title in that tournament. And you only can, I always keep saying, you can't blame yourself for it, and of course all the credit to Raymond, because he had to, everything what he had to finish, he finished it, and that hurted me. And that makes me determined to win more and to come back harder and stronger and better. And I did.
Heading into 2017, it's now 2 years without a world title, which is far too long because you were so dominant in that period, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was phenomenal dominant, and everyone keep arguing if I could win my second title and things like that. But I proved a point that I'm capable of to play good under any circumstances, with any pressure, and to win that year with so many good games because everybody throwed everything at me that year. Raymond under the 9 average, Crystal Rice 105 average against me, and I managed to win all them games, and that gave me a lot of pleasure and a lot of confidence.
Gary Anderson in that final, he was going for his 3rd in a row.
Yeah, true.
You were going for your 2nd, but arguably it was your easiest final, because not easiest as in with the way you played made it look so easy, the way you beat him.
I was dominant in the final. Every time I had to do something at an important moment, I did, and I heard him so many times, and that gave me, of course, confidence, and his confidence, went wrong, and you need to use that against him, because Gary Anderson is a great rhythm player, and if you can break through him and get in his head, you can beat him. He's probably have been after Phil my biggest rival for the last years, and things like that you always will remember, and of course I beat him 6-1, but it didn't feel like that.
Remember Eric Bristow once something said that you can win a world title once and be lucky, but you can't be lucky and win it twice. Was that almost a relief now that you were a multiple world champion as well in 2017?
Oh, of course, yes, because it took me too long, and also in my own opinion, I've gone against Phil Taylor. In my opinion, I think I had a big chance. The year I lost to Raymond was no need for it, and I got another year where I only can blame myself. That's against Rob Cross when I missed 5 darts to win.
We'll come to that in a minute.
Yeah, when I missed to reach the final, and yeah, there are a few things who hurt me. Otherwise, I reckon nobody could have won more. But everyone got it has its moments, and things like that happen in darts, and you can win every game. For the other end, I also won the Premier League before when Peter White missed 5-6 match darts against me. So yeah, it goes round, it comes round.
That 2017 period, is that the best you played for a whole year? And do you think that you were so far in front of the rest then that it almost didn't matter what you did, they weren't going to beat you? Or did you feel like that?
I felt like that, yeah. Also, with my dominance in the games and how good I played, kept putting them under pressure, I think they also felt the same when they started playing me, because I think they were afraid of me.
2018, the epic semi-final, almost 1 o'clock in the morning, Alexandra Palace. Do you still have nightmares about the darts at 32?
Yeah, of course. When I lost to Rob Cross, he had a phenomenal tournament, and he also smashed Phil Taylor, to be fair, in the final. But I wanted to put something right from 6 years ago against when I lost the final to Phil. So I was probably more good for not playing Phil Taylor in the final. That was about missing the match starts. Of course, the match made me win the game. Could have made me win the game, but yeah, I was crap at that double. I was a bit unlucky to fair. I didn't throw them far away. I wired them, and yeah, then if you don't rewrite yourself, you're not going to win. Simple.
Last year, there was question marks around your form going into the World Championship final,
True.
Or the World Championships in general. And for the first time, you weren't odds on to win the World Championship at the start of the tournament.
A lot of people made money.
Yeah, I think they did. But the way you grew into that tournament, you just got better and better and better all the way through.
Yeah, because the year before, when I won a load of tournaments before I lost to Rob Cross, I lost semi-final, and now last year, I've won not many tournaments before I went into the World Championships, and everyone was question mark where you just set my form, and then it's harder, but it's nice, especially when you perform still well. Then, do you know what I mean? And I never question mark my own performance or my own game, because I know what I'm capable of, and I can show it from anywhere. Even if I didn't play well for a while, the Worlds is a different tournament with a set format, and how further you go in the tournament, how longer the games get, and how more it's in my favour.
The final against Michael Smith, you put him under pressure from the off, got into a huge lead. At any level, that top competitive sport, leads like that are almost impossible to pull back, aren't they?
Yeah, but Michael also had a phenomenal tournament, and of course I have my confidence, my mental aspect and everything, I think helped me hugely in that final. I also know how it is exactly to win a final, to lose finals, so I used that against him. And then of course it was tough for Michael. He still played well, missed a couple of chances here and there, so yeah, I managed to do it at the right moments, and that's what you have to do in the final.
What's it like now when you get introduced as a 3 times champion of the world?
It's really nice, but it has to be more. So I need to work harder and harder, because I think I should win another couple.
When you look back at your World Championships, do you think there should be 4 or 5 stars on your shirt already for the ability that you've got?
With the ability, probably yes. But the fact says I'm only 3. So I need to make sure I do the right things and keep performing well, especially in the World Championships, and make sure I don't make mistakes and don't miss doubles.
Does Christmas in your house get cancelled until after the World Championship's over?
I don't, because I'm always away. I don't see much of Christmas anyway. I just saw today my wife put the Christmas tree up. That's probably the only thing I see of the Christmas tree anyway. So no, it's something where The only thing for me what counts in December is the World Championship, and my family and the people around me knows that, and I give everything to win that trophy.
The form you're in right now, heading towards Alexandra Palace, it's going to take something special to stop you, isn't it? You come form right when it really matters.
Yes, I do, because they had a big opinion about me before I went into this tournament streak. I didn't do really well, I need to admit that, but I think I proved to everyone I'm top of my game again, and I think there's room for more improvement, and I hope I can show everyone in the next 2 months.
Michael, pleasure sitting down to you, talking about your World Championships. Thank you very much and all the very best.
Thank you.